It's such a pleasure to see all of you here. Thank you very much for traveling from all these different places that you're coming from. It's my immense pleasure to welcome you all to the foundingGIDE meeting. Our community event, like we said, is the second community event, which is taking place here in a beautiful city of Brisbane. So really happy to see you all. I tend to talk a lot, so I shall keep it short and move on to the point. All right. So we have the pleasure of having people from very different backgrounds here, right? So I thought, let me spend a little bit of time talking about, well, the beauty of image data. The beauty of image data lies in the diversity of it, the kind of technologies that you can use, the kind of questions that you can answer, everything from something which is atomic scale all the way going to human imaging. The richness of it, the information content that the image data has, the complexity of it, the ways in which you can combine different technologies within the imaging modalities as well as across, right? And the potential of the primary use, but also secondary use of image data. Well, with the beauty, I guess, come challenges, right? Which is why we are here. We are trying to work towards some of these challenges that image data faces when it comes to sharing. So image data is huge in size, so just for you to have an idea, so a couple of repositories, open image data repositories that have been used, look at the rate of growth of that data. It is great and it is scary. So that's why we are all here trying to figure out how we are going to deal with it and how we are going to make most of this opportunity of growth in the volume of image data. Well, there's a lot of file formats because it's a very bottom-up field, right? Like it has grown over the years. So there's a diversity of file formats, which makes data sharing and combining data tricky. But yeah, that's another thing that we're working on. And well, with that comes a little bit of lack of standards. So we've had some surveys ongoing, and with that we figured out that well, people use lots and lots of different standards, so we kind of miss some common formats and common standards that would make sharing of image data easier. Well, this brings us to, well, that's the need of the community, right? What we want to do now at this point of time, where we are able to generate really high quality image data from these fantastic instruments, well, through a lot of research infrastructures that you just heard about, we want to exploit the vast potential of the image data. We also want to consolidate a lot of efforts, because you heard a lot about the Australian research infrastructures, the ones from Europe. We have partners from Japan and from other parts of the world. So we want to consolidate a lot of these community efforts, because a lot of the solutions are actually being developed in different geographical communities, or even technical or more topic-specific communities. So that's kind of what we really need to do right now. We need one voice in order to be able to approach policymakers and try and get across the message of why it is important for us to think about these things right now. Yeah, we want to also adapt to the developing technology landscape, not just in terms of imaging, but also you heard about the use of AI and how we can be ready for that and make use of the developing technologies. And dealing sustainably with the large volume of image data. So with that need, we thought, wait, what we can do? Well, let's combine the global community and try and work towards solutions together. This brings us to the global image data ecosystem of foundingGIDE. This is a project, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because you already heard about the introduction of this project. However, I would love to point out who our main stakeholders are. Within the project, we have research infrastructures and networks. You already heard about our partners. Okay, going back. Yeah, you heard about from our partners from Australia. We also have the RIKEN Institute and ABIS infrastructure from Japan, and all these partners from Europe. We also have data infrastructures on board, because that is the main idea of foundingGIDE, to work with data repositories. So we have the SSBD database from Japan and 2 large image data repositories. These are open image data repositories that are hosted at EMBL EBI in Europe, as well as towards the preclinical data. We're working together with the AIS and the CNR in Italy. We also are really open and actually looking forward to working with a lot of community solutions. So I did mention that there's geographically distributed research infrastructures, but there are also thematic communities and people who are making technical solutions that we are constantly working with to make sure that the standards and the solutions that we are developing are fitting within the larger global landscape and in line with all the solutions that people are developing currently. And very importantly, individual researchers, because what we want to provide is we want to provide guidelines for people to follow. We want to make sure, like leveraging our research infrastructure partners and the way they actually connect users to the instruments and then instrument to data. We want to enable that, we want to use that, and we want to make sure that the researchers today are empowered to make the best use of their data. So giving them the guidelines, whether it comes to ontologies that they should be using to annotate their data, the kind of metadata that they should be following. We want to work there and we want to work with them. Okay, so now coming down to what are the main objectives of the foundingGIDE project. Like I said, we are working with the open bioimage data repositories. We want to establish connection between and coordination between these repositories in order to increase interoperability, not just within the resources that are partners in the project, but actually build enough common metadata and common interoperability within these resources so that they can actually connect better to other kinds of image data resources, but also other kind of life sciences, biomolecular data resources and so on, so that we can really look into the multimodality of image data, of life science data. We also want to engage with the community, empower the end users, and plan for sustainability of developed solutions, right? There's a lot of good work going on out there, and really bringing it together, we can really build on each other's technical solutions, and that's really trying to empower the community. We also want to be able to provide, let's say, an ecosystem or a connected ecosystem where newer resources can also see themselves connect into, so that what we are trying to prove with a couple of databases that I just talked about can actually be used as a blueprint for other future databases to grow into. So I will give you a brief introduction on the technical implementation of how we have planned this. So the first idea is to agree and have a landscape analysis and have recommendations on ontologies. On one hand, these ontologies will fit into the metadata models and connect better the partner resources so that we can build common outputs, common applications like search portal, analytics, technology portals on top of these resources, connected resources. But these are also the same ontologies that can be given as a guidance to the end users in order to follow them so that their data is fair by design. So why keep things isolated? What we're trying to do here is to work together with the microscopy data resources, but at the same time work together with preclinical imaging data so that we have as much of overlap as possible. And yes, we do talk to each other. That's the idea, right? So that we have a good way of combining the data now and in future. What's nice is that we are kind of in the middle of the project, right? So we've already had some nice outputs. I'm just gonna give you a quick vignette into what the outputs are, but they are all openly available, and I really encourage you all to have a look into it. So one of the first outputs of foundingGIDE project are ontology recommendations on image data. They're all openly available on Zenodo. This would actually help people describe their images better. So that they can one day deposit to those repositories that we were talking about, right? Then we have guidance on metadata harmonization, analyzing the metadata models of the 3 repositories that I'm talking about, and identifying where the gaps are. And this was really more for the data infrastructures to work into. A very, very important part of foundingGIDE is actually to do the technical bits, but importantly, engage with the community. Okay. Yeah. So we did that last year, which was absolutely fantastic, and I did see some of you there, so it was really nice to see you guys again, and also a lot of new faces. So we've done enough technical work so that we can build a community that is committing to actually work together, and that is one of the main objectives of foundingGIDE as well. We had a fantastic event back in Japan, and our hosts from Japan have also joined us here from RIKEN Institute. And well, we are having a fantastic event here as well. You heard about how international we are already. So this is more towards community engagement on policies, on interaction, and understanding how we can work towards image data sharing. But at the same time, we are also working towards end user engagement, both from the developer side. So we have hackathons, regular ones, so please look us up, and we have different opportunities for to interact with, as well as end user focused workshops. All right, well, I'm just the talking person here, but there's an absolutely fantastic team. Well, some of them are here, some of them are not here, but all of them are absolutely fantastic. So these are all the people who are involved in the foundingGIDE project directly. And with that, done. Thank you very much.